Now guys, before going into too much detail, I want you to know that a lot of the parts on this have probably been discontinued or upgraded, or there may be, you know, better alternatives these days compared to when I built this, which, as I did say, was about 4 years ago. So a lot of these parts may not be available anymore. At the time, they were pretty much the very best that I could get for the money. As I say, you know, a few years has gone by now, so you probably, if you still can get these parts, hopefully you can get them quite cheap. If this is something you're interested in building, for example. Yeah, you know, a lot of these parts may be discontinued, so just bear that in mind if you are deciding to actually build something like this. Okay guys, so let's take a look at the frame first of all. So it's basically a clone of the DJI F450 frame. The only difference being I have actually got metal arms on mine as opposed to the plastic arms. I believe they used to be red and white. I did actually run the plastic red and white arms on this thing for a little while, and they pretty much every crash I had, they would snap or break. I considered to go for a genuine DJI arm set, but again, you know, they were quite expensive, so I managed to get these metal arms off of eBay, and they've pretty much held up quite solid, to be fair. And I have crashed this thing quite a few times. I do run this on 4S, so it is incredibly quick, so when this thing comes down, you know, I'm very surprised if I haven't broken anything. Okay, so we've talked about the frame. Obviously, you know, the design is quite dated now. It's quite an old sort of design. Let's take a look at the center of the operation, the heart of the operation, if you like. The thing that makes this thing actually fly, and that is the flight control board. Okay, so let's take a look at the flight control board then. The thing that actually makes this fly, the thing that makes this actually work, is the flight control board, which is on the center of the frame. It's slightly difficult for me to get any, you know, sort of video of it, but what I'll do is I'll stick a photo on the screen now, which will show you a little bit of what the control board actually looks like. It is the Hobbyking KK2.1, I believe. And to be honest with you guys, I can't remember if I'm running custom firmware or something, some sort of custom software on this. I can't remember, but at the time, I'm pretty sure I've still got the USB cable. I do remember plugging this into the computer and updating it, or, you know, installing some sort of custom firmware. But yeah, I really can't remember what I did. But it made a massive difference when I did update it. So yeah, it's definitely something to bear in mind. If you do have one of those KK2.1s hanging about, there is an update for it, I believe, which will make it a little bit better. So yeah, it's definitely worth thinking about. Okay guys, so the next thing is the ESCs. Obviously you have 4 ESCs on a quadcopter. You have 1 ESC per motor, if you like. So this thing does have 4. They are 2 to 4S 30 amp Afro ESCs. Again, it's a little bit difficult for me to get any footage of those because they are tucked underneath the arms there, and I don't really want to be taking this thing apart. I have had it quite a while and I don't want to be messing around with it. So yeah, they are 30 amp Afro ESCs. Again, if I can find a photo, an old photo from the Hobbyking website, I'll stick a photo on the screen again so you can get a little idea of what they're about. Again, they are quite old. You probably can get something, you know, pretty much similar or even better these days for a lot cheaper. Okay, so I am just running a very basic Lipo alarm on this, and that will tell me when my 4S pack is getting low, and it does make a very loud buzzing sound to alert me when to land and actually bring this thing in to get another fresh pack on it. Okay, so onto the motors then. So we're running 4 Multistar motors. I believe they're 2213s, and they are 980 kV. Okay guys, I will be honest, the motors on this are only rated to 3S. I do run 4S on this. I have moved down. I'm running 8-inch props now, and I have to be honest, from what I can remember when I last took this out, I didn't really get any motor overheating issues, sorry, and everything seemed to work fine. So yeah, I've always run 4S on this. The only thing I've had is a couple of props snap. Again, they are very, very cheap props from Hobbyking, and they could probably definitely do with an upgrade. So yeah, I've never really had an issue running this on 4S. Okay, so I do run a set of LEDs on this thing, nothing special, pretty much just to help with orientation. They do look quite cool, especially with the black frame, and yeah, they do help a lot when this thing is up in the sky and you're trying to get your bearings. So onto the transmitter then. So I do run a Spektrum DX6i on this. I've had this thing for absolutely years. I think a couple of the switches have even broken on it. Just replaced them with standard switches from eBay. I absolutely love this transmitter. I've never really seen a reason to upgrade. It doesn't see a lot of use. Obviously, only when I take this thing out, which is pretty much never. I am sort of more into the cars now. But yeah, you know, I'm using a OrangeRx, I think it's called, OrangeRx receiver on this as well, which is a Hobbyking special. You know, that was like, I think £7 for the receiver. Never really bothered buying the official Spektrum receivers for the transmitter because the OrangeRx ones seem to work. So that is that. Okay, finally onto the batteries then. So I do run the Turnigy 4000 milliamp 4S packs on this thing. They are nice packs. I've had these for quite a while now, never had any issues with them, and yeah, I do love the Turnigy packs quite a lot. So guys, there's a little idea of what this thing is actually about. Obviously a lot of the parts on this are quite old now. You know, as I said earlier in the video, a lot have been discontinued, so if you wanted to actually make this as it stands would probably be quite hard because you may not be able to get these parts anymore. Okay guys, here we go then. The sun is shining. It's the perfect day to fly a quadcopter. We're going to stick a 4S pack in it and then we're going to give it a test flight. Guys, like I said before, bear with me. It's been about 4 years since I've flown this thing. You know, I'm going to be a little bit rusty. I am going to be flying with the stability control on as well. I used to be able to fly with it off, but you know, where I've been out of the game for so long, I don't trust myself today, guys, especially on a 4S pack. So I'm going to be flying with the stability control on the KK2.1 board. So guys, this is my trusty DX6i. I've had this thing for absolutely years. You know, I stand by it all the way. There's switches that have broken off and I've had to replace just with eBay switches and all sorts. I absolutely love this thing. I feel comfortable using it and I don't feel like I want to upgrade anytime soon. Okay, so I will be using my trusty 4000 milliamp 4S packs today. I've got 2 of these bad boys all charged up and ready to go into the quadcopter itself. Guys, I'm really hoping we get some good speed out of this today, and I hope we don't crash, like I said. So guys, here we go. As you can see, we've got white LEDs on the front, and I do actually have blue LEDs on the back. Now this does help with being able to, you know, judge where you are in the sky. It does help with positioning a little bit. So yeah, having the LEDs on there definitely do help. I have got the GoPro strapped on there at the moment. We're going to see if we can get some good onboard footage with this today as well. Hopefully take the GoPro off a little bit later and stick the GPS on there. I've brought the Sky RC GPS with me today as well, and that'll be the first time I ever use it. So actually I forgot to charge it. I'm hoping it's got some charge in it before we actually stick it on this thing. But yeah, guys, let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight on with it. I'm going to head over to the field just over there. Hopefully set the camera on a tripod as well, you know, and see if we can get some good runs with this thing today. Guys, so part of the problem of running on 4S, you know, I'm using very cheap Hobbyking props on this thing. So we have just lost a prop there. I'm pretty sure I brought some spares with me, so I'm going to stick a spare one on, and then hopefully we'll take the GoPro off, stick the GPS on there, and see how this thing actually is. You can obviously see on the video that I'm a little bit rusty, but guys, it's been years since I've flown this thing. With practice, you know, I could definitely get back to where I was flying this without stability control and whatnot. It's a very easy process changing props on this thing, guys. I've just got little nylon lock nuts. Just unscrew it, pop the new one on, and then we'll just tighten it down, and that is that. We're going to rip the GoPro off, and we're going to stick the Sky RC GPS on there and see how quick this thing is. Okay guys, so the GPS is on there. It is in kilometers per hour at the moment. I don't know if I can change that to miles per hour. I'll have to have a little look on the manual. I've stuck my other pack on there. It is in a bit of a tatty state, to be fair, but it does get the job done. We're going to see how quick this thing is, guys. Obviously you've seen it running, you've seen how bad I am at actually flying this thing, but I think it'll be quite fun to see how quick it actually is. I've always questioned it. I have had to move location. There was a group of fellas wanting to start a football match. It is an early Sunday morning, so you know, I'm not going to stop them from doing that. And plus, no one told me to move, but if this thing come down and hit you, you know, doing a fair amount of speed, it would hurt someone. So I'm not going to be breaking any rules today. I'm going to go over to the other field over there and see how quick this thing is. Okay guys, let's do it. Let's see how quick this thing is. Right guys, so I've just landed. Just want to get a quick idea of how quick this thing actually is. I did pretty much go all out, but at the moment we're getting 60 kilometers per hour. I'm not sure what that is in miles per hour, but you know, this is quite a heavy drone. It's not like your smaller class sort of drone. The batteries on their own obviously weigh quite a lot. I have taken the GoPro off, you know, which should help a little bit, but yeah, obviously, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it one more quick run, see if we can get that to go any higher. If not, you know, I'm quite happy with 60 kilometers per hour. Again, I don't know what that is in miles per hour, but I'll stick it on the screen now so you get an idea. Right guys, let's try this one more time. Let's see if we can top 60, and I'll be a very happy man. Landed. Let's see if we've increased on the original speed that we reached. Well, just a little bit. We're on 63 now. I'll be excited to see what that is in miles per hour, to be fair. Alright guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up there today. There's not much more I can do with this now. So guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up there today. Obviously this was just a quick flight. You know, it was just to show you guys what this is all about. A lot of people have been saying, you know, what's the drone about on the wall? You haven't done a video on it yet. What sort of spec is it? Well, there you go, you've got your answer now. like I said, you know, this thing is probably considered ancient now. This was a good few years ago that I actually built it. A lot of the parts for this have been discontinued, guys. I mean, if you do want to build something similar, feel free, but you could probably spec this, you could probably spec it a lot better, you know, for a lot less money these days, to be fair. Cheers guys, it's been a good one, and I will see you again on the next one. Take care.